Hey everyone, welcome back to Front Row 2021. This is our third final session of Front Row this year. It's been a hell of a week. It's been a lack of sleep from our end, but more importantly, it's been really amazing to have this experience with you guys. So I'm truly grateful for you guys joining along. And thank you for continuing to use the hashtag FrontRow2021 and tagging us at PitchProof. We love resharing what you guys are sharing on your end with your notes and selfies and videos of you guys joining along from home from all corners of the globe. Today, I'm super excited to welcome Miriam Isaac, who's going to be giving a talk on design systems. So Miriam, how are you?
Hello. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. What's happening?
I'm great. I'm great. Is my screen shared? Like, what's the story?
Not yet. So if you're on Discord, you'll be able to see where everyone else can see. We're currently just in a split view. Miriam, why don't you tell everyone what we're talking about today?
Yeah. Oh, I can see. Amazing. Hi. Woo! It's nice to be here. Hi, everyone. Okay, amazing. We're back for the third year of Front Row. I feel so privileged to be here. I feel like a veteran or whatever they call it, you know?
You're an OG. You're a Front Row OG. Awesome.
Okay, yeah. So today we're talking about design systems and I'm really excited. I'm just trying to get my camera in. It goes this way. Okay. I know that you're good, Ryan. You've been here for a while. I'm just like getting myself sorted. We're going to talk about design systems today. Yeah, we're trying to demystify design systems for everyone. And we have a little bit of a talk and a little bit of theory sharing. And then we're going to do a workshop together, which I am excited and very nervous for because I've never really done live streaming design. So we're going to see how that goes. But please be patient with me. And also, please feel free to ask any questions that you have, of course. And also, I just want to iterate that this is my point of view on design systems. I know that so many different people have different ways of doing them. And this is, this past year I've built out 2 design systems with 2 products going to market. So this is what's worked for me. And I'm a big believer, especially in UX, that we've got to share our experience of what we've learned. So I'm super excited to do that with you today.
Awesome. I'm excited too, Miriam. Feel free to get straight into it. And yeah, guys, if you've got any questions, feel free to chuck them in the live chat. Or if you'd like, if you're on the Front Row platform, click the little chat icon above us and you can submit a video question to ask Miriam. They'll obviously be prioritized because who doesn't love a good video? But apart from that, Miriam, feel free to get straight into it.
Sorry, technical question. I shared? Is my screen shared?
Yes. Yep, we'll switch to it now.
Okay, okay, it's not my channel, it's Miriam Isaac.
Yeah.
We love Mike. Okay, great, amazing. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
I know, listen to the theme tune for 2020. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, where's my little guy? Okay, let's go. So nervous, I can't even see anyone. Okay, is it a UI kit? Is it a design library? No, it's a design system. Are you confused by design systems? Have you ever been told, no, that's not a design system? Are you confused by social media or by dribble shots? Do you not fear? Music. Okay, first things first, what is a design system? Defining a system. Okay, there are 3 quotes by system thinker Russell Aikoff that I believe sum up the definition of a system incredibly well. And I think these can be used as a North Star for any design system. A system is more than the sum of its parts. It's an indivisible whole that it loses its central properties when taken apart. The elements of a system may themselves be systems, and every system may be part of a larger system. To manage a system effectively, you might focus on the interactions of the part rather than their behaviors taken separately. Okay, we're going to explain this stuff. So in a design system, the parts are elements like tokens or components. Elements like color, type, buttons. Apart, these elements are meaningless, okay? But as we put them together, a product that consists of their interactions is created. And they build upon another, creating systems within systems. So here you have the lowest form, which is a token. And then you have a primitive. I like to use the terms primitive components and derived components and tokens. I know other people like to use atomic design words like molecules and the like, but I find these very confusing, especially to newcomers. I do believe atomic design does have its place and was, definitely what we needed at that time. And I think moving forward for newcomers, I prefer using these terms that are a lot more simplistic and easier to learn. Okay, until a product is formed. So here we have, this is showing how this is product that I designed over the past year and a half for Salto, and here we can see different parts of the system coming together. So here you have tokens, so showing that token is used over here. Drop down component and a button component, showing that this is part of a system and we're using this part. Okay, and then as this is different products that I designed over the past year, this is showing a typography component, which is, that should be pointing there. I do apologize. And this is using this icon, this button component with the icon on the left, and this is using this filter component over here. Okay, so now we have defined what a system is. It's story time. Okay, Salto case study. So before we get started, we're doing the workshop part of today's talk. I want to show you the power of design systems. All right, let's go. Okay, so after we released the MVP of Salto last October, this is showing the MVP. This is the actual software service, and this is showing a design system, a button part of the design system that we designed last year. Okay, we wanted to design and release a dark mode, but we didn't want the overhead and cost to develop a whole set of separate guidelines. The main challenge was that Salto is an engineer-led environment. The question became, how might we harness our current design system to create a systematic dark theme to be rolled out to the entire platform? So, as we were experimenting with dark theme, our design lead had an idea. So at first we were experimenting, trying what works, what doesn't work. What if we took our color scales, these are color scales, and then we flip them, and then we can see if we could combine the tokens together, and then in each mode we would only call upon one token. So this whole thing would now become a token with different colors on the different sides. And it worked. So as you can see that when we put it into the system, so this would be using a grade 6 on light theme will translate into a grade 5 on dark theme. So here we see, here we see a 6 and a 5. Say we use a grade 3, right? It would translate into a grade 8. So we've got 3 and 8. We use a grade 10. It would be a grade 1 on this side. Okay, and this is showing how the purple color would work. So on this side, you've got purple 5 and purple 6 on the light. Here is showing how this manifests with our, inside the code with our diff. So showing here we have red 1, here we have red 10. So here we go, 1 on the light, 10 on the dark. So creating a really systematic way of designing for dark mode. But here's the twist. We found an exception, not an exception. Really can't see anyone, so it's madness. Okay, in our light theme, if I use this logic, where I will see that this doesn't, obviously this is ugly and it doesn't work. Oh no. Say I use my design eye, and I would see if I used dark on the labels that it would work better design-wise. So I was like, oh, we found, an issue here. What can we do about this? And it also made me wonder why. So I kept seeing, and then I looked on like other design systems about dark mode. I really wanted to like kind of find out what was going on here. So I kept seeing this rule pop out in other guys. Designers at Google had also made this exception in the design system, but it didn't give much explanation for it. It was just like, just don't do it. I was like, well, why? So then I remembered one of the first art exercises I did in school was draw a black circle on a white piece of paper and then draw an outline of a circle and then fill the background with dark. So my art teacher said, notice how the white circle looks bigger than the black circle, even though they're the same size. Okay, this is a foundational rule called figure ground. It states that black words on printed paper are seen as a figure and the white sheet is seen as the background. This is why you'll see a lot of these weird black and white paintings in museums. You know, the ones when they think, oh, why does this cost $1 million? Well, these artists were challenging this rule. Galileo Galilei, gosh, definitely a bit dyslexic. Okay, the astronomer also had this question when looking at planets. He couldn't understand why, when using his telescope, some planets look bigger than others, and when in reality they weren't. So, as we know, planets are viewed on a dark background. In conclusion, dark stimuli on white surface result in a faithful neuron response that accurately represents their size. Light stimuli on a dark surface result in non-linear and exaggerated responses that make the stimuli look larger. So that's the science bit. So bring this back to 2021, we need to allow this specific expectation in our design systems. Both designers and devs need to be mindful of this optical illusion when creating dark mode. Okay, so this was the exception with labels in our design system. Even with this exception, by using guidelines, the developer was able to roll out the dark theme under a week. For me, it was an amazing challenge. I saw the power of a well-documented and functional design system, and it also took me on a journey to uncover how we can apply foundational art rules to modern UI design. Okay, yeah, these are the screens. Okay, great. So I just want to check in on with Ryan. How's it going? Is there any questions like so far?
For sure. Yeah, so guys, just a quick reminder, if you want to ask Miriam a question, just check in the live chat. A question real quick from Sakshi before we move on, Miriam, is what is an atomic design system?
So atomic design system was created by Brad Frost in, I think we could just, are you just like seeing me twice? Hold on, let me just, it was created by Brad Frost in, back in like 2014, where when we used to create websites, they were kind of seen as like separate pages. And Brad Frost kind of introduced this systematic thinking called atomic design, and he labeled the different kind of components and the different parts of it using scientific terms like molecules and I can't remember now. Atoms and molecules and yeah. That is a different labeling. It was amazing because it was groundbreaking at the time, and no one had ever thought of it in this manner before. And this has led that was the foundation to today's design system as you see today.
Gotcha. Awesome. Cool. So yeah, quick reminder, guys. Email questions, so we'll check them in chat. There'll be obviously a bit of a delay, Miriam. Were we doing a bit of a workshop or something? Tom, what happened? It just disconnected. Hey Miriam, I'm here. Something just happened real quick. Yeah, I'm not sure what just happened on the Discord. We should still be live, so if you want to continue sharing your presentation, go for it. Sorry? Okay. Actually, let's go to be right back real quick, and then we'll just refresh. All right, sorry. Are we on?
Yeah, I can hear you. Apparently they can't hear me.
All right, we're gonna go
Okay,
back.
fine. Are we going back?
Yep.
Okay, great. Amazing.
All right. We should be back, I believe, according to Tom. Sweet. Awesome. Miriam, do you want to continue on with the rest of your presentation / workshop?
Yeah. Ready. Okay, great. Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay, I just don't see the stream on this side, but is that okay?
Yeah, we'll fix it up in just a second. You're right to go.
Okay, great. Okay, guys, let's get practical. Okay, but Miriam, how do I get started? So, process. After you've done your research, user flows, wireframes, take one key screen and design it in 3 versions. Present to key stakeholders with the goal of signing off on UI design only so that you can get started on the design system. Now it's not the time to get distracted by macro interactions. I'm giving you some checks if you need it. Okay, now keep refining until you're all in alignment and on agreement on one UI style. Now to get started on building your design system. Okay, first I'm going to show you some screens from a design system I created. Then we're going to take the pre-purchased UI screens. I'm going to show you how you can build a system from these. Okay, so let's go to Figma. Everyone, you can see my Figma, right? We're good? Hello?
Yep, we can see it.
Yeah, we're all good. Okay, amazing. So this is the tokens. So when I talk tokens, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about color, and I'm talking about typography, I'm talking about spacing, I'm talking about icons, and things like border radius. This was the tokens for this application over here. It's called AppRent. And a token is the lowest form of a component of a element in a software as a service. So the lowest you can say break down a button, let's say, is the color and the type. Here you've got just the type. Here in a card, this is like a derived component. And this you've got type, and you've got a link, and you've got an image. And this is, I would call like a button primitive component. Okay, so if we go down here, and I'm going to show you. Okay, I purchased these this UI online, and I'm going to show you how. Say for example, okay, you've done your wireframes and your user flows, and you get to this. This is where you're at right now. So how do I create a design system from here? So let's say, so what I do is, so let's first start with color. So here we have a blue, and also before you get to this point, right, this is your exploration time. This is where you're exploring with colors and style, like go mad. Don't worry about like what fonts I'm using, or what font size I'm using, or auto layout or spacing or all of that stuff. Don't worry about it until you've standardized and you've got alignment from everybody, from your clients, product managers, whoever it is, and you sign off and they say, yeah, we like this. We like the style, let's move forward. Now you take a step back and you go, right, we're going to create the design system. So here we have this blue, we have this red, we have this green, we have this yellow, we have this grey as well. Okay, and here I'm also seeing a purple. So I wasn't sure I was going to be able to screen share during this. So what I did, these are the palettes I created earlier, but I'll show you what I do is I take this guy, take this color, grab it, Control C, and then I go to this guy here, Tailwind Color Shade Creator, and it's my favorite color shade creator. So I know there's others, but I really found that using this one really works for me, and it's worked for the products I've created. So that's great. Pop that in, press go. I already have this, hold on. Let's just refresh. No. How do I get rid of this? No. Okay, so anyway, so you pop that in there, and can you just done? Okay, you pop it in here, and it will generate this color shades for you. Now, what you want 10 colors. Miriam, why do I want 10 colors? And I found using 10 is the right amount to ensure that you have enough color range for accessibility. And this also, I built this on Tailwind, on the Tailwind documentation. I've based this design system on Tailwind. So if you look at Tailwind for a second, and then that's the wrong one, you can see that if we go down here to color, right, we want to be able to also emulate what they have. So they have 10 colors here. So we want to ensure that we have that as well. Okay, so let's say I want to grab this blue right here. Let's grab that. And this is our primary color. So let's say goodbye to that one and pop that there. That's our primary blue. And it's our blue 500. I also like to try and keep things simple. I don't necessarily, I would usually call it like cornflower blue, but I found for developers, for everybody involved, you have one blue, you have one blue. So yeah, that's what I prefer. So blue, we want to grab this guy. We want to grab the hex and place in there. Amazing. All right, so let's grab this yellow. What have we got next? Oh, we've got red. Let's grab this red. Yeah. Okay, yes. So we want to grab this red, pop it in here. We want to make sure, I'm sorry, this is so like tedious for everybody, but I can sing if that helps. And then next we have you know what? Let's bring them over here. Front row, yeah. Okay, we have an orange. We want to grab this. Let's make this our green. Okay, we have our green. 500. We've got time. We're going quite fast, haven't we? And pop it in there. We have our yellow. And we'll pop it in there. And then we have our purple. Grab that one. Pop it in there. And by the way, you can totally like follow along with me with Figma. That's all our colours. Great, that's our main colours. And white and black, always going to need white and black. Leave that right there, new design system. And then we have our greys. Okay, so, and then I'm going to show you how this permeates in, yeah, let's go. Oh wait, let's go as fast as we can. No, what can I talk about when they're all here? How is everyone today? What is going on in the world?
We need like some elevator music in the background. I'm sure we have that probably loaded, Tom.
Oh, yes, you came on, Ryan. Ryan, we can have some banter now.
Yeah.
What's going on, Ryan? So, Ryan, as we're showing everybody how to do colours, let's check in. How's it going? How's front row? What's the story? What's your best insight so far?
It's been a very busy week. Best insight so far is just the level of engagement and just feedback from everyone. It's been phenomenal. It's just so fulfilling to see everyone kind of just like sharing on their stories or like taking the content and actually putting it into practice, more importantly. So taking like the things that they learn from your workshop or other workshops and sessions, actually implementing that into their own career and using that for the greater good. That's like really fulfilling for me personally. So yeah, even though it's been a constant grind this week and a very lack of sleep, it's always worth it.
Oh my gosh, sounds like so much fun though.
I mean, yeah. Well, if you want to stay up to 1:30, 2 a.m. every day, sure, it's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
It's,
What was I going to say? Okay, yes, I want to show everyone, and then I want to ask you about the Christo thing in a minute. Okay, now that we have our grayscale, what you can do in Figma, now you want to add them. So you press plus, and we want to name this gray. Everything right over there. Gray 100. Gray 200. Any questions coming in, Ryan? We can ask. Come over here.
Yeah, there's a few coming in, Miriam. One of them was, can you please rename that service you were using to generate the color shades?
Yeah, it's over here. I've put it here. What I'm gonna do with this whole file is I'm gonna publish it to Figma community, so you can have everything here, and with with the stuff we're doing today as well. And this one is called this one here, shade generator for Tailwind. It's javisperez.github.io. That should be it. I mean, it's right here as well. / Tailwind color shades.
Awesome.
/ yeah, it's right there. Let's make this one. This is gray.
Few people are saying Oreo in the chat, Miriam.
Oh yeah, baby. I don't have any on me right now, actually. I should be sat here eating Oreos doing this now. Gosh, can't believe that was 3 years ago now, isn't it?
Goes quick, doesn't it?
Yeah. It really stayed with me.
It's part of your brand now.
My brand now. Oreo Queen. That was crazy, that first one, wasn't it?
Yeah. And what I was trying to say to you before the call, we reckon for our next conference or event, we might do like a 12-hour one, which is almost coming back to the roots of the first front row, which was like 4 or so hours and just like one event. Just like one kind of like session that's like jam-packed and people don't have to take like a whole week off to attend.
I like that idea because like I also like the energy I had with like other people. That was fun as well. Sure. You know, I think that was like a big thing. Which was fun. It was also fun. So how was it with Christo?
Christo was fun. He was, I always like chatting to Chris. He's always super valuable. But I think our personalities are quite different too. I'm quite energetic in front of camera and he's a little bit more sincere and a little bit more timid, I guess, in front of the camera compared to me. So kind of mixing those two kind of styles together created quite a not only valuable but also quite entertaining conversation.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Quick reminder, everyone, if you've got a question, feel free to ask it in the chat. I see a few coming in here already, but yeah, if you got a question for Miriam after her workshop, we will make sure to ask it.
Any questions? Whilst I'm here.
Yeah, a couple of people wrote, what do you mean by the color over 100? Is it the brightness level?
I honestly don't know. I just noticed how you do it. Is that really bad? Is that terrible? Gosh, I feel like the worst person.
Sometimes we just have to make it up as we go, Miriam.
Honestly, I think, yeah, quite likely. I think that matches. I think we should say yes. I never looked into the why. I just know that this is how we build them.
Yeah, gotcha.
But I think that would make the most sense.
Yeah.
Which I think all this is just all this kind of stuff. This comes like originally from like, you know, the first kind of like Google material design system where they came out with those color scales.
Yeah. Do you want to talk people through, Miriam, what you're currently doing, just in case they tuned out?
Yeah, so what I'm doing now in Figma, which is very lovely. Once you get your color scales in, which I know is a little bit tedious, you can now have them on the side over here. So now when you build elements, it's pretty simple. Like say I want to build a button, and I can just go and be like over here, and there you go. And you are following. So when a developer comes in, wants to see what color this button is, they can see very simply it's a red 500, and they've already got it in their code over here, the 500. So they can just call upon that. So it makes it very easy for them.
And what's the next step in the process after this?
So after this, okay, what we do next is, and I guess we could talk about that now. So after you put all your color shades in, it's just going to be hard to move forward without these colors because we want to talk about patterns.
Sure.
But yeah, after here we want to see, okay, what's the type family? So here we have Poppins. Everybody loves Poppins. So go over here, we say font family, Poppins. And we probably want to change that to Poppins as well. So I should have that in my arsenal. And here we have Poppins, and you want to put like some font families for callback over here. So we have Poppins. And this, once again, this is calling upon the tailwind over here. So we look over here, we have tailwind, their typography and how they do it. And then you want to create a type scale. And here we see the font. Let's have a look at the font they're using over here. So they're using 15, which is not a great number, and 11 and 13. So they seem to be on an odd, also 12. Okay, they're a bit inconsistent. And we want to really make this consistent so it's easier to develop from and it's systematic. So most of the time for a software as a service, your text base is going to be 16. Okay, and we want to put these on the Tailwind CSS properties. So I would use 16. I would also use 14 and 12. And I'm naming this body text 1, body text 2, body text 3, and these are also H1, H2. And in a software as a service, in the system UI, you'll probably oscillate between these numbers the most. It's not necessarily, I know there's a lot of like typography scales out there that are very confusing. What the most important thing to remember in design systems is that it's not necessarily about the scale. You want to keep it in even numbers, but it's about using consistent numbers throughout the interface. And that could be something that's really confusing to so many people, is that they go online and see all these scales and how are they formatted, what matters is having a system of about 8 numbers that you oscillate between and are consistent. So then when you click on the interface, you'll see that you're in alignment with the design system. And then so then if you want to add this into typography, so you want to add plus, you want to name this. This is for the LG and the XL size. I'm going to name it B4 12. Okay, and we create the style, and then we'll see that this comes up here in the text style. So all my large to extra large, and when we talk about large to extra large, we're talking about, oh wait 1 second, we have to change this as well to, let's change this over here to be pop-ins as well. That's important. So say I want this to be, click on this guy, and that changes it to pop-ins 12 points. Okay, and that would show, that's how you do scales for typography as well. And large and extra large, so if you look over here in our screen sizes, so in Tailwind it specifies large and extra large as 1020 and 1280, and small and medium are 6.8 and 640. So in the past I would do 4 font sizes for a design system, but as I've built design systems with real products, we've actually needed 2, and that's due to retina sizes as well. And this is something that I've just discovered in the past year, and something very new and very fresh, and I'm happy to share that with you today. So after that, you want to also write in the font sizes, the font weights. So whatever weights is being used over here. So we see we've got a medium, we've got a regular. So you just want to specify those guys as well. I just want to do a check-in with everyone and see if there's any questions. I know we're getting a bit tedious, but it's important to see how it's built.
For sure. There's definitely lots of questions coming in, Miriam. There's a couple that are coming through on the back end. I'm just trying to get these up now. But I have a couple of questions for you. One of them, which I haven't seen you speak much about, but on your LinkedIn, it says you're the co-founder of Hux. Can you speak through what Hux is for us?
Oh, so I have some news coming up soon, which...
I know, did I just spoil something?
No, it's fine. Like, that is something, right now my LinkedIn is really not up to date, and like I've actually accepted a new role, and I'm going to start on the June 1st, and I'm really excited to share with everyone, so I'm going to share that with everyone soon. So
Awesome.
Right now I'm not... Right, yeah, I've been working as a freelancer over the past year doing my kind of like UX studio. I was like hiring contractors, and we're working on, of course, these products and design systems that you can see today. And just recently, something very strange happened to me, and I had like 2 job offers come in, and I had to make a big choice. And yeah, so that news will come soon. So,
Awesome. I'm excited for it.
so yeah.
Awesome. All right, sweet. Feel free to continue on. And yeah, quick reminder, guys, I'm just collecting a few questions that we can ask Miriam at the end. So yeah, keep an eye out for that one.
Any questions I can answer as we are doing all this work? Anything coming in? Okay, so that will set our scales. Okay, and then you want to just ensure that we are, okay, yeah. Okay, so this we want to label as algae XL, and then we want to do a slash, so it belongs to this group, and then we want to do B314. Okay, so it comes up right here. And then say if I want to apply, okay, let's just do this. Algae. So Ryan, what have you got going today?
Oops, sorry, Miriam. I just had to duck out of the studio real quick. What was that question you just asked?
So I was just going to ask, what are you guys doing today?
Well, currently it is 9:45. So we have a couple more sessions after that, and then we're done. Front row is finished, and we can get to sleep finally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. What is Anfisa talking about today?
I believe it's something UX related. Too, which is super cool. So I think it's a presentation on UX research, which is going to be super exciting.
Oh, that's cool. Okay,
And
so you
yeah.
see there are our typos coming through over here. Okay, I want to make sure that I know we are running low on time. How is everyone feeling? I'm going to take the temperature. Let me see if we can speed this up a little bit. Ryan, do we do questions after this, right?
Yeah. We'll do about 5 minutes of questions. So anyone, feel free to ask your question now to Miriam in the live chat to make sure it gets answered.
Let's think. Okay, let me see if I can do this without doing all of this. But if I take the button, okay, and we look at what we have, I want to do this properly. So we have this button here. So let's grab this guy. Okay, we bring him over here. This can be our primary button. Now we have this blue, which is our main blue. So let's just make that into a color right now. So we have that blue 500. Okay, and we have, this is 13. So let's change that. Go ahead and change that to our design system. Let's do 14 works. A bit big. Let's try 12. That's nice. And then we want to make it semi-bold. So we also have to make sure we're adding a semi-bold style in here as well, which we'll do in a bit. And then this is, we want to make this the blue. Ooh. Just grab that blue. Okay, great. And the white, let's just pop a white in, because that's helpful. And then we have the white. Grab that again. Okay, so what we want to do here is also use our spacing, which we didn't get to talk about just yet. But there's also spacing. I use a implicit grid, which is not like a harsh grid, but a spacing grid. And in Tailwind, let me see if I have my spacing here. Not today, but here, so what I have is a scale from 4 pixels, 6, 8, 10. It's kind of like 8-point scale, but like I've also added like some stuff in, like 10 and 20 and stuff like that. I just found that I needed a bigger range At the previous design system, I had done a more of a solid 8-point, but I found like I needed a little bit more. And the way it works is that this is 20, this is 20, this is 16, this is 12, 12, and 32. So when you're designing, so design how you feel like, but then you want to standardize it. And you can also standardize through auto layout as well. So say on our button, let's go back to our button. So we want to kind of make this into an auto layout. So we have this guy and this, and let's create auto layout. So we have 11, 44, and 11. Now that doesn't work for us because we want to do it on our scale. So we want to look what we have over here. And I see I've got 10. Maybe we're going to go for 12, and I've got 44. So let's go for 12, 12, and I've got 40. And 40. Okay, let's see how we feel about that. Go back. Look at our auto layout. Okay, and now we have a 12. And we want to say bring in our spacing. So to confirm that everything is okay, we want to go to, this is using a variant. So let's just look at this for 1 second. I really hope it's valuable for you guys to watch me. So I do with my students all the time, so I think it's useful. And that's great. And then here we want to use 12 and we want to 90. Okay, off we go. And there we go. And there's our specifications for this button. Okay, and it comes out like this. Let me just show you 1 second. Here, because we have the line height, this is why the spacing comes out like that. So when the developer creates this button, they'll know to use 12 and 12 and 40 and 40. So that's our specs.
And Miriam, real quick, just a little bit cautious of time. So we've got only a few minutes left. So do you just want to start finishing up just so I can ask you a couple of quick questions at the end?
Yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, I mean, basically, I guess we didn't cover everything. But what I would do here is I would then create a secondary button from this guy. And so I would just minus that. Maybe I'll use a strip, use the blue, use this blue. And I don't want this drop shadow. Okay, and that would be our secondary button. And then I'd probably create a proprietary button, which would be that blue. So you can see that here, so I would want a secondary. I'm just looking for, I'm sure I've seen it, like a link to show the third button. So just to go over this quickly, and then I would also want to create more functional buttons like confirm and delete, because these are always useful in the design system. You also want to create buttons that have icons and icons by itself, and you want to permeate these as well. And then you can create your components from these and make them into components and variants. I'm not going to do this now due to time. But we also have the states as well, which we have default, hover and pressed and disabled. And that's it for a button. And usually I find this is good. This all these states and all these variations are good enough for a design system for a software as a service. Okay, so I also wanted to go through some inputs with you guys, but I'm going to clean stuff up, and I'm going to publish to Figma community so you guys can look on and have a look around. And then so some points to consider. Okay, so intent and pattern are easy to follow than a grid-based system of font color, size, pattern, background color, and border. So this is feedback I got from a developer, and he said what he loved about the design systems that I created was that they were easy to follow, because when he was developing, he could just be like, oh, this is when this is useful, and it wasn't based on some complicated numeric system. Okay, do not be afraid just to get started with a small design system. You can always add later. The main idea is just to start designing with standardized tokens, color and type as soon as possible. And when moving forward, ensure you either use the design system or you systematize your design decisions. Like have a use case to introduce a new button style. That's okay. Just make sure you take the time to add a design system with all the necessary states and context. And that's that.
Awesome. Miriam, thanks so much. We've got a few questions coming in, so let's smash them out. Question number 1 is, won't having so many colors create a chaos of some kind in terms of user understanding?
Well, if you're a smart designer.
Yeah, there you go.
First of all, you need so what I see is that at first I was like, oh my god, why are so many colors? Like, why do I need this rainbow? Like sometimes some design system looks like people have just gone out and put the rainbow in here. But the key is that you have enough colors so that you can go on and create all the screens that are necessary and all the buttons that are necessary, and staying within a systematic way. And also be a smart designer, like use color wisely. And just because it's there doesn't mean you have to use it. It's just there to provide you the ability to use the color if you need. And it's already in there in the design system, and you can just pull from it.
Awesome. Sweet. Last question. Any book recommendations?
On design systems?
For, design systems and just in general.
No, I actually really don't have book recommendations for design systems. The stuff I read was unfortunately already kind of archaic in a way. Like it wasn't. Things move really fast in UX, and I would say books that I've read recently. I'm just looking at my bookshelf now. User Friendly is one of my favorite books about UX. Of course, there's a book by Don Norman, which is fantastic. And I do have a book list on my Instagram, sorry to refer to everyone to that. But what else do I? Articulating Design Decisions is a good one. Just Enough Research is a good one. Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. Miriam, final last question. Where can people get in touch with you? How can they stay connected to you? And any final words?
So Instagram is a great place. Isaac85, but also Twitter works for me, and or LinkedIn. I'm really approachable, and awesome. I'm happy to see any questions. And I'm going to try and publish this, finish what I can, and publish it to Figma community. And I'm more than happy to answer any more questions anyone has. So yeah.
Awesome, for sure. Yeah, so definitely send Miriam in a DM on Instagram if you've got any questions. We'll make sure to publish the Figma link to our Discord community, so keep an eye out for that one. But apart from that, guys, Miriam, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute blast. And to everyone watching at home, make sure to keep using the hashtag FrontRow2021 and tagging us at PitchProof so we can reshare that content. And we'll see you guys in an hour because we have another UX-related presentation with Anthesia Bogomolova in just 1 hour's time. So come back here in 1 hour and we'll see you then.